My name is Goetz Bauer. I'm born in Germany. My parents are both Germans as well. Coming from Bavaria, but closer to Frankfurt than to Munich actually. I grew that up, did my A-level, did there my civil service, and joined then Hilton International in Munich. In total I worked then 6 years and started my hotel career with Hilton. And after Munich, I even transferred to London and worked in Heathrow, at the Heathrow Hilton there. After 6 years with this company, I decided to go to Switzerland, studied hotel management in Lucerne, which was a very good experience there as well. And after that, I joined Marriott because I liked the concept of this company, really to give the department heads the full freedom to manage their department. As long as you're successful, they leave you completely alone. They work with goals, with goal settings, and that I really was impressed about that. Coming from the hotel management school, young, full of energy, full of ideas, and they give you the freedom really to experiment and to try something new. And I was promoted then after 1 year already as a director of rooms. After then 3 years with Marriott in the same property, that was in Leipzig in the Marriott, in Eastern Germany. I did a kind of sidestep. I went in a director position to one of our courtyard hotels in Berlin and became director of sales. And after 2 years, I was promoted to director of sales and marketing in the Renaissance Hotel in Karlsruhe, that's southeast of Germany. And after almost 3 years, I said, okay, I want to go a little bit further east. I would like to go, if there's an opportunity, to Asia. And it went very fast. Basically 1 month later, I got the job offer for the Renaissance in Saigon as director of marketing. And and then I did that almost 3 years in Saigon, which was a great time. And after 3 years and having the experience from rooms operation as well as from sales and marketing, I got the opportunity in Bangkok to manage my service apartment, one from Marriott, the Marriott Executive Apartment Saturn Vista. That was my first general manager position, which I then basically was doing for 2.5 years. And now, since more than 4 months, actually, I'm happy to run the Renaissance Phuket, which is basically the paradise. So
the other side.
I'm very happy to be now one of the beach boys. So originally, when I went with my parents to the south of France on vacation, I always was thinking, why can I not work here where I love to be and make vacation? And that basically brought me to the point where I said, okay, why not tourism industry? And my father was not very happy because he was tax solicitor, had his own office, he had built it up, the entire company, and he always wanted me to take over.
Expectation, family expectation.
Yes, and so from this point, it was he was a little bit disappointed in the beginning, but later on he said, I will support you to live your dream. The former general manager who opened this property, a great guy, Jason New, he got promoted to become vice president for the Renaissance brand. So he basically is now a new position which has been created, a brand team to develop the Renaissance brand even further, to differentiate the brands among our many of brands we have within Marriott, because we want to avoid that we're all targeting the same customers. If you look to a JW Marriott next door, they're all on the same beach basically, but what we want to differentiate more and more is that a JW is not targeting the same clients as a Renaissance.
Right.
Starts from a design, goes over to the interaction of customers, guests with customers. It starts from the setups and the design of the property and the layouts with the amenities. That is totally different. We know exactly the target groups are changing, generations are changing, and that's why we need also different brands, and that's why the position became available. And I was with my family going always to this property since I think two years already. Every year we went here for vacation.
When you was based in Bangkok.
Correct.
Yeah.
And actually even when we was in Vietnam in the last year, we came here already from vacation.
Okay.
And we loved this property. And when the position came up, I said, let me try it. And at the end I was very lucky to get it, because I heard over 100 people applied. I'm not sure if it's true, but so I was very happy to get this position. Well, for me it's the first time managing a resort hotel, and resorts are definitely different than downtown hotels. So far before, I always worked in downtown hotels, in big cities, smaller cities, outskirts, meeting convention hotels,
right.
as well as one time in Heathrow in the airport hotel. Resorts are much more nature related. The impact of the elements, of course, being so close to the sea, is much stronger. So you have to shift your focus from a maintenance point of view, from an upkeep point of view, as well as being like a resort more remote. The challenges are also much more on the supplier side, as well as on the associate pool side. The fight about talented and good laborers is much higher than, for example, in Bangkok downtown. Which we are very lucky, because our property has a very good reputation, so we have a very still a very high attraction, not only from Thais as well as from outside and other candidates, which is great to see. If you have this reputation, it definitely helps. It's always we always get goals. And as better a property has done before, of course the goal is never getting lower. The expectation, of course, are always going up. Maybe it's also the American system, but I think it's also normal in our life, in today's life especially. Nobody expects or nobody accepts as well a downtrend. Sometimes they are given from outside factors, which we hopefully never will happen anymore. But we're on a very good way. We're in a very positive development. We have a very high guest satisfaction, very high associate satisfaction in this property. We want to keep the momentum, which has been outstanding, created by the opening team. And of course it's always easier to achieve once something, but to keep it on a higher level is much more difficult. Same with restaurants. If you get a Michelin star, it's easier, not easy, but it's easier to achieve it than to keep it. And that's definitely our responsibility. But we have a very good team on place, an outstanding support from our owner side as well, the regional office. So I'm very positive for the future. We're working with people. That is, the hotel industry is a people industry, and that also makes the difference. People who are leaving the hotel industry often tell me, we miss this. We miss this. A hotel is like being alive. It's like a very unique. A hotel never sleeps. There's always something going on. We have 24-hour shifts. Any time, 24 hours can, even if I go home or even if I go on vacation, or sometimes I have to take days off as well, always something can happen, positive and negative. That's why as well, as I said before, it's not me who's creating this customer expectation and the experience. It's the team, the entire team. Every member is very important. And this is extremely important for the hotel industry. While you have a 24-hour service, 24 hours for customer expectations it's not only a short memory or a short interaction, like a service counter. You come to a car rental company, you go there, go to the counter, rent your car. Of course, you have your car during the time. No, you stay here, you sleep here full time, and sometimes even more than weeks.
It's your life, really,
Yes.
isn't it? Is it?
So the interaction with the associate, with the guests, really be with the people hands-on. That's definitely with the team. That's the greatest about this job. Motivating people.
Your team.
Yes, motivating the people, motivating the team. That's the most important. They have to be different in here than, for example, in Bangkok. In Bangkok, the Marriott Executive Apartment manager up there is more, from the style of the management, more like a JW. You have to wear a tie. It starts already when the grooming starts. In here, if you go to the sandbox, we want to have them hip and cool with a hat on, a crazy hairstyle. That's totally different atmosphere.
Yeah.
It also starts with interaction of the guests, but they have to be in a good mood. They have to be more closer to the guests. That's a resort style. Also, the customers are more relaxed. A CEO of a big company would never see them in their shorts normally. In here, everybody jumps in the pool, everyone grabs a beer, relax. While in a JW, normally a side of main resort, you would never see that. So you see the customers more on their positive side, on their relaxed side. Yes, we have nice customers up here as well, but very limited meeting facilities. But even then, they try to combine it at least for half a day or whatever with the relaxing factors, which is great. And therefore, you have a totally different atmosphere from the guest side as well, which is outstanding. As I said, for me, it's new to work in a resort. Working so far my whole business life in downtown or airport hotels, the demand aside of special events is pretty much consistent. But working in a resort, for me, it's the first time facing the challenge of high season and off season. Even if we are running over 90% at the moment, it is still a big difference between high season, off season, from a rate perspective, from an occupancy perspective. As well, rainy season, if you work in a downtown hotel, you have a sealed building where you still can do a lot in the off season in the building. Here, everything is outdoor. If it starts raining, how much you really can do outdoor from a maintenance perspective? It's a much more responsibility to organize yourself. But it's fantastic to have so many outdoor space. If you have great weather, you can do so many space. You can do creative events, which is outstanding. Personal goals maybe to balance better life and work, but it's normal that, especially in the beginning, you put a lot of effort in, a lot of energy in, because you have to get used to the team, to the property, to the structure, which is very time consuming, especially in the beginning, which is normal for us because we're changing the jobs in average every 3 to 4 years. So especially in the beginning, and of course the family is not very happy about it, especially in my case, well, we just have 2 months old daughter at home. On one side it was good timing, on the other side, of course, starting a new job, we're very happy to have a second child, but the timing could have been a little bit better. But you never can plan things like this. So you have to grab opportunities when they come, and which is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Was a pleasure.
Thank you for your time.
Was a pleasure. Thank you very much.